most complete. Through nearly 30 minutes of a basketball game, this is the most dominating performance that I've seen in person this season. And they do it on both ends of the floor. When you think of the Zags, you think of some of the great scores that they've had in the past. Great point guards, Dan Dickow, Blake Stepp, the wing players, Adam Morrison. But this is a team effort out here tonight on both ends. So unselfish, passing up good shots for great shots.
The number 3 team in the land, and Gary Bell Jr. with a 3. 40-point lead for the Zags.
And maybe if you're a Bronco fan, you're wondering why Kerry Keating hasn't called timeouts. I think right now, when you're just getting steamrolled like this, there's not much you can do. He's trying to let his team play through it. Probably take this as a learning experience. I don't even know if you watched the tape of this one, because it's been mostly Gonzaga. And there you see Stockton with the beautiful pick and roll. What I love to see from the Zags, they can make this pocket pass, and that's a pass that comes from your hip area, leading the big men to easy layups. And Mike Hart doing it all. Been on the defensive end, the offensive end. The glue guy, one of the best in the country.
This car's too small.
Wednesday Night Hoops presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Number 3 Gonzaga cruising here at home against Santa Clara. Kelly Olynyk, part of that north of the border influence. A couple of Zags contribute here.
Well, Canadian basketball, and especially on the national level, is on the rise right now. And it starts with a lot of the college guys that are making a great impact. Kevin Pangos, Mike Kabongo, Anthony Bennett is playing himself into a top 5 pick in this year's NBA draft. Kelly Olynyk doing the same thing, having an All-American year. Nick Stauskas has been an instant impact as a great shooter and a versatile wing player for a top 5 team in Michigan. But let's not forget Dwight Powell, what he's doing right now for Stanford. Kyle Wiltshire at Kentucky. And then the number 1 high school player in the country, Andrew Wiggins, who's going to either probably go to Florida State or Kentucky. He's an elite level athlete, can shoot the ball, 6'7", 6'8", can do it all. But the Canadian basketball, Steve Nash is the GM, Jay Triano, the coach out there. They had a training camp for about 5 days with a lot of the top players, when you include Andrew Nicholson, who's in the NBA. Into that mix, Tristan Thompson.
Gonzaga in control, a dominating performance tonight over the conference rivals, the Santa Clara Broncos.
Yo, yo, yo. Yo.
Sunday night basketball returns this week as senior Michael Snare leads the Seminoles against Eric Green and the Hokies. Coverage begins with ACC Sunday night basketball. Pre-game at 5:30, then it's Florida State versus Virginia Tech at 6 on ESPNU and also live on Watch ESPN. Gonzaga, dominating performance. Just a tremendous showing by the number 3 team in the country over Santa Clara. Here headed to being on the top line in the NCAA tournament and getting a number 1 seed. But still a lot of work to do for Gonzaga. 3 games still left in the regular season for the Zags. And then the WCC tournament in Las Vegas. St. Mary's, who won the crown last year. Yannick Atanga is fouled by Sam Dower. The Gales, by the way, not only won the WCC tournament last year, but also the regular season crown.
Ending a long streak that was held by Mark Few and Gonzaga.
Yannick Atanga, a 43% free throw shooter.
Well, this is a young man. He's a redshirt sophomore for Kerry Keating. getting more playing time this season, averaging nearly 6 rebounds per game. Great athlete, but the thing that's been getting him on the court, getting him more playing time is a better understanding of where to be on the defensive end. Not a great low post scorer yet, but someone who's still developing.
That's the fewest points that the Broncos have scored under Kerry Keating in a game on New Year's Day against the Gales back in 2008. They're in danger of suffering their worst defeat ever to Gonzaga. Stockton, 3. .41-point lead, the largest for the Zags. Denzel Johnson runs it down. The biggest win ever for Gonzaga against Santa Clara was here in January of 2009. A 42-point margin. The Zags beat Santa Clara at 95-53. David Stockton off to the races.
And David Stockton, he has great anticipation. He was part of the double team on the sideline right there. Saw the ball come out of the double team and saw a chance for a loose ball. He leads this team in steals, gets that a little bit from his father, who's the all-time leader in NBA history in steals. But Stockton, great anticipation, excellent hands.
A strip and a steal by Sam Dower. Boy, this clock can't move quick enough now for Kerry Keating and the Broncos. Aldrian Guinness losing the ball. Ray Cowles comes away with it. Pull up 3. Knocks it down in transition.
Ray Cowles, a senior from Hopkins High School in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Went over the 1,000-point mark in his last game. Only went 1 for 9 from the field, but he's a guy that can fill up. Santa Clara only one of 4 teams across the country that have 4 1,000-point scores on their roster. The other 3 being NC State, Davidson, and Indiana picked up the feat last night, adding their 4th 1,000-point score.
It's an experienced ball club that Kerry Keating has. But having a very rough night here at the Kennel in Spokane.
And as we know, this Santa Clara team, they'll be resilient. They'll have to bounce back quickly. They're a team that's fighting for the upper half and trying to stay in the fourth spot for the WCC tournament. There you see the 4,000-point scores. Kevin Foster is 3rd all-time right now in WCC history. He'll have a chance to be close to Hank Gathers if he can make some type of run, or Santa Clara make some type of run in the WCC tournament and maybe in a postseason bid.
Foster 10 points behind Terrell Lowry, a former point guard for Loyola Marymount, for 2nd on the all-time WCC scoring.
And only he and Terrell Lowry have 2,000 points, 400 assists, and 200 steals in WCC history.
Here's Robert Garrett banging away against Szymon Karnowski, and a foul against a 7'1" freshman from Poland. Here's that list. The top scorers in WCC history, and the great, but the late Hank Gathers at the top. Boy, those were some fun teams to watch back. Paul Westhead in the late 80s into the early 90s.
Yeah, that was when I was in junior high in my first couple of years of high school, watching them try to score in 7 seconds or less. And you know, when Bo Kimball was shooting the left-handed free throws in the NCAA tournament, just a special time to be in Southern California.
I was always a big Jeff Fryer fan.
Jeff Fryer was also Tom Peabody.
Pear Steamer. One out of 2 for Robert Garrett.
But as we were speaking about, Santa Clara wants to stay in this 4th spot because the top 2 teams in the WCC tournament get a double bye. The 3rd and 4th place teams get a single bye.